Good morning. Happy Sunday. Hope you're grabbing and hanging out with us Sunday morning. Welcome back to Fangirlz. Talking about this wonderful... Freddie gave me this last week, so we're like, hey, let's go ahead and review it and talk about it. The first 12 issues of Ultimate X-Men. So I have this Volume 1 hardcover, which is really nice.
Yeah.
Crisp.
And this
Wolverine
is
looks bonkers on this cover.
Oh, yeah.
But,
the cover. This is like the Ultimate collection they came out with, so it's the same amount of issues what you have. It's just a little chunky paperback.
Yeah.
But you can find these used a lot. That's what I did.
Do we have a new Dark Phoenix that can find out Fangirlz system? It's the verse 12, so I don't know if there's a Dark Phoenix later. That would make sense. Hi, Mark. Hello.
Hey.
So before we talk about that, let's mention our wonderful sponsor, InStockTrades.com. You can get your books up to 50% off, sometimes more. And if you spend $50 in the United States, you get free shipping. That's pretty exciting.
It's amazing.
Yeah.
And you don't have to worry about your boxes arriving all kinds of damaged. Something great IST does that I have to mention real quick, when it's downpouring outside, which it's been doing a lot here lately, really in our whole state, I feel like.
Yeah, it's bad.
It's been bad.
If you can look up any relief organizations right now for Eastern Kentucky, that's
it's a lot going on. But IST bags every single one of their books. So they will put a plastic bag on the outside of it if it's not already shrink wrapped. And it's the best because the padding also lifts it from the bottom of the box. So I got home the other day and I had a box from someone else who wasn't IST, and I was very concerned. Thankfully, that person was Freddie, and he did it right.
Yeah,
right?
Freddie.
But if it was IST, I wouldn't have to worry either, because that's happened to me, where the rain just seeped into the bottom of the box, and I'm just like so worried, like, oh no. But it's always okay.
Big rain season here.
Yeah,
Kentucky's had a bit going
on.
A
lot, yeah.
So let's talk about Ultimate X-Men. So this is something that you read like earlier in life.
As a teenager, yeah.
I never read this before. Now, you had mentioned before that this gets like I've never even heard of this run. So like I assume that's because people don't tell me to read it. But you said this gets a lot of heat. By reading this, I can envision why. Because if this came out while you were reading the other X-Men, I can see people being like, excuse me?
Yeah, like what?
But for me, as someone who's kind of jumped in and out of X-Men stories, and my favorite X-Men is not a canon X-Men story, X-Men Evolution. I love an Elseworld story. And so I had a lot of fun with this book. Honestly, I had a lot of fun with it. I like early 2000s dorky comic book stuff, despite its problems, because there are many. There are many issues in this. But I really, really enjoyed it still. I think it's fun. It's fun to read like a fresh take on X-Men. Not that I need this to be the forever X-Men, but every once in a while it's nice to read like Elseworld story about your favorite comic book characters. And because it is silly. Everyone's a little edgy. Yeah. Jean's got a pixie cut and wears a lot less clothing, and she's a little like, I don't know, snarkier, better word. I don't know. Everyone's got a different kind of look to them. And some really unfortunate facial hair choices.
Absolutely.
But it's like an origin story, right? Of like the Sentinels are already here. Magneto's already doing his thing with the Brotherhood. People already hate mutants. And it's after that Xavier is putting together his X-Men, which I thought was really cool. It's interesting to see as like a reaction, like all this shit's going on now, we're going to put this together versus what it has been in other stories.
Right. Yeah, and this had a lot of controversy when it came out.
Yeah.
And mostly it was these people who were like, don't mess with my X-Men. Like, and a lot of people didn't like the choices, which I think is fair.
100% fair.
But it wasn't like, it's not like it was canon, right? This was his own universe with like Ultimate Spider-Man. All the Ultimates had their own universe. And people just really hated it. A lot of people hated it.
I get it, and I've read the first 12 issues. I don't know about the whole thing. I had a lot of fun with this. I think there were some problematic things in here. It is of the time. You know, people. I think some people can be like, "Oh, well, you just don't understand books or whatever." But I am always very cognizant if it is of like the time that the period that it came out, that things are different now. It is very weird to be Jean is a hot 19-year-old redhead. I'm like, but they mentioned like 5 times.
If not more.
5 times. They keep
maybe
bringing
more.
up that I'm just like,
they have to mention her hair and her age every time.
Yes.
It's like, yikes.
It's like you really have to accentuate the age difference at all times. Like, we know that like Scott's around the same age. I don't know what age Wolverine is. I know that he is older. Well, but they keep like, well, I wasn't going to join the X-Men, but that's 19-year-old sweater-wearing psychic. Calm down. Also, that first kiss, he was holding her very weird. I don't know what was happening. Let me find the page.
Oh, yeah. That was so weird. Like, he was like bent backwards, right?
Oh, here it is. I don't know if you can see it. Oh, yeah. I guess I have to highlight myself. It's hard to do. But, like, what is that? This is not comfortable for anyone. You think Scott's more upset that he's like jealous, or he's like, are they good? Because if I saw this, I would assume that she's being attacked.
Yeah. It kind of was. It's not good. As far as Wolverine's age, I mean, we know he's ancient. He's been around for wars, right? Like,
that's true. I guess I should I shouldn't say stuff like that when I'm like, Angel and Spike are so cool.
Well, and that's what I was about to say. It's like,
so it is a double standard.
Yeah, it's kind of one of those things where it's like these immortal dudes are all.
If I was 19 and I had a chance to get with some immortal guy, I would do it. It just felt like it was because they were like, this hot 19.
Yeah, it's weird. It's certainly weird.
Calm down, because everyone. Also, I mentioned it to Kristan before the show. I'm like, why would you jump on Jean first when Storm's right there? Like, no offense. Jean is cooler in this than I think she is usually. I'm not a Jean person. But Storm is right there.
Yeah, well, we don't learn her age, so maybe that's why. Maybe she's just like...
They didn't tell me 5 times. I know Bobby's 15 because they mentioned it 1 time. But Jean, by God, she is 19.
Well, and we need those, like, Scott Wolverine dramatics, so I think that's a big part of it, too.
That's great. Mark mentioned all the strutting. There's a lot of strutting. It's so early 2000s. I love it. Everyone just looks so, like, it reminds me of those How to Draw Comics books you could buy at, like, Barnes & Noble Books and Mill, because I had a bunch of those. It's very much that type.
Yeah.
Storm looks malnourished in this book. Yeah, she does.
Yeah, they're all like interesting shapes.
It was a very different take on Storm. Yeah. Because I'm used to seeing Storm recruited after she's already well established in her confidence, her abilities, her powers. That's not this. We find her like they pick her up in like a jail cell, and she's wearing like this like midriff shirt and like looks like I think the shirt said Kicks or something.
Yeah.
It was a very different Storm, which is actually kind of fun to explore with her. Although I almost felt she was like a little underutilized sometimes in comparison, because it was like the Jean show, which is
right.
I know the Jean fans out there are like, Maddie,
well, she's a 19-year-old redhead, Maddie.
She's a 19-year-old redhead in a sweater. Don't you guys understand? Whenever you talk to her in your brain, you're gonna see her in underwear. Please. Listen.
Also, like I feel
again,
like,
I don't care about that. It's early 2000s, fine.
Yeah. Well, and if we're talking about the outfits again, you know, none of the women are apparently allowed to wear a full shirt. It's not allowed. So
I did like when they talked about the black outfits, because they first get the X-Men outfits, these like leather outfits or whatever. I forgot who makes a joke about like why
they are.
Love it. I love it. I love it. And they're like, why wear these spandex outfits? And Scott's like, we have to so the Sentinels don't find us. Start cloaking the fights. I'm like, okay, Scott. It's just
well, it's funny because I see these and I think about the first X-Men movie where they had the very similar outfits.
Absolutely. You know? Man, oh, it's so good. It's so good. I love this. Also, can we talk about Bobby's outfit real quick?
Yeah.
Whenever Bobby's on the field, he gets a little hat.
Yeah.
But it looks like he's like a communist or something. I don't know.
Like a little beret, right? Like
a little beret with a symbol on it. So he's just in blue eyes. He's got a little beret.
It's a strange choice with everything else. Like,
oh, poor Bobby. And Bobby's 15. Everybody knows. We've
We
established
hear
that.
about that a lot.
But I love the look of him because when you look at him, it's like his age changes throughout the book several times.
Yeah.
When you first find Bob, he does look very young because they go and discover him because he's just discovered his powers. They go to save him, which is cool. And then, is it a beret or is it a do-rag? Maybe sometimes he has a beret and sometimes he has a do-rag.
I thought I saw a beret, but yeah.
I think it might change. But when you look at his age, it feels like it fluctuates the whole time. Oh, it's so good. I like the Wolverine joining and things like. I thought that was really interesting the way that he's brought into the group. I was a little upset that he's taller.
Yeah. Yeah.
I like a short Wolverine personally.
I mean, yeah, it's just like the movie having to get over that because, like, I mean, part of how cool Wolverine is, it's like he's this tiny guy, right?
Yeah. He's gonna beat you up.
Yeah. And it just
but
doesn't
Wolverine was great in this, I thought. Classic Wolverine, besides the height.
Yeah. Right.
Also, everyone calling my boy Beast fatty. Are you serious?
Y'all,
I'm so mad. Beast isn't fat. He's got a lot of muscle.
Yeah, he just looks like a jacked beast. Like he looks kind of like an ape, you know? And apes are all muscle. Like, what are we doing? Why do we keep calling this dude fat? I don't understand.
Don't talk about my boy like that. Who dates Storm? He's helping her with algebra, then they make out.
Y'all,
it's
all
the
weird.
early 2000s. This is what happens. She's 19 and wears a sweater. I keep the sweater part makes me laugh. Sorry, every time.
Yeah, the way it was it was such fake dialogue too, right? It was just like, I've got my eye on this 19-year-old psychic redhead wearing a sweater. Like, just like, no one says stuff like that.
It's so good. People say Bobby became gay or being gay came out of nowhere, but he's been serving looks and berets forever. Ain't no straight boy doing that. Hilarious.
Yeah.
Also, I love that Xavier had this cat. Is that normal in X-Men?
Not to my knowledge. Like, even rereading this,
he's always evil.
Yeah, and I'm like, well, I love the addition of this cat, but like, it's very like evil. It's like, oh no, okay.
Of course, we get the Brotherhood, so we do get to see Magneto and Scarlet Witch and Pietro. Okay, it's Quicksilver, and I'm a Pietro fan, actually. It's because of evolution.
Right. I was gonna say, I know.
Don't you get it? Sweater, 19, redhead. Yes. Man, people just have such big boners for Jean, but they always have. I know it's a morning show, but it's been 60 minutes. If I want to say boner, I'm gonna do it. But I did like that dynamic, though. I love a good Magneto story. Of course, Scott left and joined up with them because Scott.
Right.
And I liked Pietro helping him out there. It was nice. Ooh, Ultimate Wanda and Pietro. I try to forget about them. Is there weird stuff that happens with them later? In this one?
I don't remember any of the story. I gotta start there. I should have started there. Like, I read this back in the day and I don't remember a thing about it. So
I want to read the rest, actually.
Yeah, I do too. I do too. I'm interested. But yeah, the Haydens, I feel like I've heard that stuff over the years. I don't remember it though.
Is a cat named Mystique or Raven, or am I not remembering it right? Been a while since I've read this. I don't remember a name given to the cat. I did read this
well, and that could happen later on, right?
Right before this.
I don't also remember at all them identifying the cat yet.
Because at this point we haven't seen Mystique. As we continue on, because we reach a point where they go fight Magneto, they've got some they're helping sort the peace, and then the X-Men are kind of allowed to exist and do what they've wanted if they defeat the Sentinels. And we make it to Tokyo, where they say some very stereotypical things about Japanese people. But not, it could be way worse. It's not bad. They make a Digimon reference. They're like, they probably thought you were a Digimon, Colossus. Ha ha ha. They just care about what's next, which is not untrue. But Japanese teenagers. But then we finally get to meet Rogue. And bless it,
there's
bless. They just did not. She does not look great. It's unfortunate for her.
Looking back on some of these like faces, like, and there are some moments like this, right, where it's like, what's happening here?
Like, I love it. I love this art style. I really do. But I think it's nostalgic for me.
Oh yeah, and I certainly don't hate it. There's just definitely moments.
It's goofy.
There's some rough Rogue faces here for sure.
Oh no, Rogue, they did her bad. I gotta find that one face because it is so good. Because she's in the background and everyone else looks really beautiful. And she just
I'm trying to find it. I know exactly what you're talking about.
I feel like I get really southern talking about this situation. Like, oh, I found it. It's so okay. I can't see my face. Right here.
Oh yeah, yep.
I wish you guys could see. It's just. Oh no, I can't hold. This is hard. Anyways, it's unfortunate.
Yeah. Well, and what's so funny about that is like,
I'm back.
Is like from panel to panel, like this panel, just one down, she looks totally different. It's like, how did her face, her eyes, even just everything about
I didn't even look at Storm down there on that same page.
Oh no.
There's a lot of southern. Oh, bless their heart, some bless their heart moments
for sure.
Okay, so not an Ultimate X-Men, but I think it's an Ultimates where there's some Jamie Cersei vibes. I've heard of that before. That's gross. Who had the best sweater, Jean Grey or Chris Evans in Knives Out? Chris Evans, obviously.
Yeah,
that sweater was great.
Yeah,
loved it. But yeah, I really liked it overall. Like, I thought it was really cool. I liked the back and forth. I liked the story. I want to read all of it. I was expecting to really hate this the way, like, big given how people talk about it, I guess.
Yeah.
But I want to read all of it. I think this because it's silly. It's fun. And it's so rare you can read an X-Men story where you don't kind of... It's because the way Marvel has continued, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like, there's so much that's happened and been established for decades. And anyone can pick this up.
Yeah,
and that's kind of nice. It's kind of nice to like read an X-Men story that's just on its own. And sure, it's silly, and maybe they're not exactly how they usually are, but it's kind of nice to just have something you can jump into. You don't have to have everything already. You don't have to know everything.
Right. And if you can look past the unfortunate jokes of the time, because there are plenty, it's certain other, and the weird age stuff, you just have to be like, okay, this isn't going to be great, but the rest of it's totally fun.
Oh yeah. Well, and that's just like I'll give people some slack.
Yeah. Things were different. You kind of have to.
Which is sad, right? It's not that long ago.
Right. Well, and it's like, why did we think this was okay at the time, right? Like,
yeah, I didn't think anything of it.
Yeah.
But as a person of that age, all my fan fiction I was reading was like, okay, let me choose the girl character I like most. I'll identify with her and read fan fiction about her. And then I will choose some guy that's way too old for her and not think anything about it.
Mm-hmm.
I read a lot of Rogue Wolverine fan fiction as well. I read Rogue with anyone. And X-Men Evolution X, basically, it's like, I will just go through and read all of them. So for me, I was like, oh, it doesn't matter.
Well, that's still a constant thing, right? Like, I think people have been shipping ridiculous age differences for many years.
Yeah, which
we still see it. Yeah. I mean, you look at like Twilight and you look at like, that keeps coming back for a reason.
Yeah. I have perpetuated it as well, so I can't say anything. In a fantasy sense, but it feels gross here because it's just like,
there's something different about it. Yeah, for sure.
Hey, did you forget?
Yeah,
she's 19. Okay.
Like, I maybe had forgotten, and maybe that's for the best. So why are you picking it up again?
If this was like a female gaze, you know what I mean? It would be like, he's a distinguished man. There's like, you can see the
life experience.
He's responsible. He's got the gray hair and the
and like a
stubble.
mortgage.
I don't know why I became what's her face from Schitt's Creek?
Oh yeah.
Big age difference. Like, what is? Do they have a big age difference? I never know Wonder Woman's age, to be honest with you.
I was gonna say, like, she's been around for a while, right?
Yeah.
So that would make sense.
It does get tricky when they're immortal, because then you're like, oh, it's fine.
Well, and it's like, well, how do you do that?
Girl, I don't know.
It's weird.
I'm not the age police. You just can't make it creepy. If you had never mentioned her age, I would have never thought about it.
And that's what's creepy. It's consistent. Like, we're gonna talk about her hair and her age.
Like, they're not even going to school.
Yeah,
I don't understand.
I don't either.
Stop making it weird. Man, I feel like I had more to say about this. It's only been 24 minutes.
I know. Well, and there's certain, like, it hasn't ended at this point, right? And it's like, I don't remember how it ends and what all happens. I'm interested, I'd like to continue reading it.
We also didn't mention that Magneto, despite being someone who was really against the, a lot of awful things, is so ableist, it's ridiculous.
Oh my god.
Even towards fellow mutants. The way everyone cannot wait to dig on the fact that Charles is disabled, and they bring it up all the time. Like, all the time. These people are so rude. Like, you're Maddie, you're a cripple. Like, oh my god.
Yeah.
Guys, stop it.
Well, there's certain, like, weird ableist jokes that were made that weren't even about, like, they were just kind of thrown in by other. Yeah, and there were moments where I can't even pinpoint the joke, but I was like, oh no, like, what is this?
Yeah, like, Magneto, I can understand sometimes in where you're coming from or whatever, but he was so rude to Pietro too. He's like, Pietro's like, man, you call my powers effeminate. I was like,
yeah, that was like constant too.
I was like,
what?
That man's jacked. Pietro's jacked. Yeah, exactly. Yes. And he's the one who did it. Yeah, exactly.
It's messed up. It's super messed up.
My guy. My guy? Did you not?
It's, and that's the thing. It wasn't even like a one-off, right? It was one of those, it was just like the 19 thing. There are certain things they just cannot let go. And they have to keep bring it up. And maybe that's that's a testament to the writing, I think, right? There are certain things it's like, okay, can we back up?
Oh yeah, because he also said, get out of my head, you stupid cripple.
Yeah, I'm like, what?
I would love it. Because at the time I wouldn't have thought about it, but I would love to, like, show up and be like, what? Are you throwing in some of your own biases in here? Like, what's happening?
It's a lot. It's a lot.
Man. You know who else is going to have a disability? Jean, after Wolverine keeps kissing her like that. Anyways, that's my only joke.
Her back must hurt, honestly.
I'm really worried about her back. I really am.
They weren't even, they were facing each other too, is what I don't understand about that, right? Like, weren't they facing each other right before that weird kiss?
And then he's just
he would have had to, like,
and then he squatted. So how did he get there?
I kept wondering it. I'm like, how did he just grab her and, like, bend her around? Like, but why?
I don't know. I wish that you and I lived in the same town, so if we do pre-recorded videos, it could be like, and then they were like,
yeah. Or we would try to recreate it somehow. Like, how did this happen?
Bless it, right?
You know what? You should try to recreate that with Elliot. Recreate that with Reed, and we'll be like, can this even possibly function?
Yeah, but watch me throw out my back, because that'll be the first time.
I'll fall on the floor or something. Like, it won't
usually I do something cool, usually like burpees, and I'll be like, no, we just bent the wrong way. I know some people say they want Logan to break their back, but not like that. Maybe he just misunderstood.
Yeah, maybe he's like, oh, this is what you wanted, right?
It's like, no, I meant in the bedroom.
That, by the way, that was fast. Can we just talk about how fast they jumped in that bed? Like,
Wouldn't you have? She was injured, Kristan. They both injured themselves. She had to tell then lift him to the venture after that kiss.
Wolverine in this, though, he's very, like, gruff.
He's very gruff.
Not like Hugh Jackman pretty. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, it was different. So, yeah, I probably would not have. I don't know.
Well, like, I always like when he's more of a, like, I can't ever get close to anybody. I'm real gruff, man, gruff.
Right.
I like that one. That one, I'm like,
I like that
I'm going to get you.
Well, and there's more emotional depth there, I feel like, right?
Yeah, I like it.
Because we kind of lacked that throughout the first half.
He was like getting it.
He was just confident about it. And there was no like, it was all.
Well, everyone's very different in this. Like, because like Jean is, oh man, she's just different. Before I felt she was more poised.
Yeah.
I mean, she can hang out with the best of them, but I felt like this Jean is very like edgy. Like she doesn't care about being like the Marvel girl, and that name doesn't fit her. It fits original Jean Grey because she feels very like put together. Like, oh yes, hi, I'm Jean Grey. Like blah blah blah, and the best. I do all these things. I try real hard. And she's like, whatever. I'm gonna sit like this.
Yeah,
with my crotch out.
Yeah. I don't need all that hair. Goodbye.
Yeah, exactly. And she's like makes jokes about Scott. Like, listen, Scott's been trying for years to make a move and he can't. And he's a loser, right?
Also, years. How old were you then, Jean?
Well, at least the same age.
Well, are they though?
I think so.
That's another thing I couldn't figure out with like how these people look. Scott looks much older than 19.
Especially when he gets that dump.
Right? Like, well, and just like, and he's so jacked. I don't know. I'm just like, you don't look like a baby, you know?
Yeah. Well, and like, you don't see the smart part of Beast for a bit either. It's like they kind of trickle it in later, like when he's on the ship.
Right. Yeah.
And then Storm is like, you think you're gonna impress a girl by having on the ship when it's real fast? It's like, you don't understand what it's like to work on this ship, blah blah blah. I'm like, okay. Scott looks and acts like he's 30. And honestly, he always acts like he's this.
I mean, that's probably true.
Yeah. That's another, well, bless it. Okay. I like to use bless your heart, like genuinely, but I say bless it. That's my sarcastic, you know.
I like
this. This is sarcastic Southern morning. What if we live streamed our show from a Cracker Barrel?
Oh my God, we should. How great would that be? Get some hash brown casserole.
Heck yeah.
Yeah.
Oh man, that'd be so good.
That would be so funny too.
Have some chicken dumplings.
Yeah, why not?
Yeah, we should. We gotta tell Hayden about Cracker Barrel. Like, I know what you're probably thinking based on the context of those words. You're right. But
yeah. Well, yeah.
Yeah, you can play checkers.
Yeah, and there's like a little storefront when you walk in. It has a lot of like candy, like old school candy and
it's great.
Various items that your grandma may like and other people. There's candles. I don't know.
Yeah, I saw a glittery nutcracker. We went there a couple days ago to buy candy.
Oh, nice. See, that's where you go for candy, right? If you want
that's great.
The unique older stuff.
I love it. Harry Leather, Daddy Wolverine, Bobby Drake is silly. I mean, man, poor Bobby.
He's 15. Did you know that?
He's 15. It's been established. Also, okay. Look at him. Look at him.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. That is kind of a do-rag, isn't it? Like,
yeah, I think it looks different, different shots.
Yeah.
So when I first saw Nick Fury, I was very confused. I guess his belt gives some abilities. Like S.H.I.E.L.D. can do things, or I don't know. But it made it very confusing because I thought he had powers. I was like, what? Because I saw the eye patch, like, oh, it's Nick Fury. But I was like, why is he flying by himself? So it can't be Nick Fury. And so I had to reread this part a lot, even though it said S.H.I.E.L.D. Because I was so confused. I guess I read really fast over the tech and stuff he was wearing, but like it took me a second. I was like, what? Because he was flying, and then he was like basically Kitty Priding it there. Man, I was so confused. Oh, did someone say Buttermint's? Good morning, all. I love old people. I also love old people candy.
Yeah, it's good.
I will always accept Werther's Originals.
Oh my gosh, Werther's. They're so good.
I bought some hard candy from the Cracker Barrel recently. Got me some They were called cherry sanded drops.
Oh,
I don't know why they were sanded.
Are they like textured?
No, it just tastes like old people hard candy.
Okay.
And it wasn't too good, which is great, actually.
Yeah.
Because then you don't overdo it.
Right.
I was like, this is a candy I could buy for a little dish in my house that I wouldn't overdo, which sounds very lame. Welcome to the Sunday morning show where I tell you about the right types of hard candy to have in your house.
Yeah, I get it. Well, because if you had Werther's,
I need them all.
Who's going to stop that? I would.
No one.
Also, like,
not going to stop me.
Come on. Yeah.
Yeah. And I can't. Yeah, brush your teeth a lot if you eat Werther's.
Oh my gosh. Because it'll never come out.
No. Love it.
Yeah.
That one's some hard candy.
Me too.
We got some candy stores here. You can go to the candy stores with me. Gotta stay for the weekend. We go to the candy stores. We go to the comic book stores.
All the stores.
Yeah.
Let's do it.
Yeah. There's some cool stuff here. Yeah, I feel like that's what I got. I like the story. It was good.
Yeah, I agree. We'll have to read more of it sometime for sure. I want to know. I don't remember what happens at all. So, people
in the chat, we just read the first 12 issues. If you've read the rest of Ultimate X-Men, how do you think we're going to react to the rest of it? I don't want spoilers because I am going to go ahead and read this for fun. But I'm curious.
Yeah.
To see, should I be preeminently excited or disappointed or both? Because I would like to know. Also, what are you guys reading? What's up?
Yeah, what's going on?
Either we chat now, we ended early.
Hayden saying the soft chewy Werthers are elite. You know what? I never gravitate toward those.
Buy the omnibus. We have to buy the omnibus. Is it worth it? I could just read it on Marvel Unlimited for free.
I don't have to buy that.
I'll read it on Marvel Unlimited first.
That sounds good.
It gets real weird. Actually, that sounds great. I'm excited. I don't know. I'm excited to read this weird thing. Yeah. I'm going to react the way Brittany Broski reacted to Kombucha. That's fine with me.
It's perfect. Yeah.
I love her and I listen to her podcast every week. Great. Do you listen to the podcast?
You know what? I haven't, but I love her. I've seen her on other podcasts that I love.
Oh, you've got to
listen. And I love her.
It's her and Sarah Shower. Listen to Violent Community Guidelines. It reminds me of us if we were allowed to be as explicit as they are.
I'm writing it down because I know
it comes out every week, and it's the highlight of my week every Monday.
Okay, love that. Doing it.
It's so funny, and also they're very like open about how much they don't know, and I think that's great.
Yeah,
because nice. It's a nice difference from some of the comic book community. Not you guys, because we've curated. You guys are great, but like sometimes we'll do a video like on I'll read new read. It's like more viewed or something, or like I'll do pre-record, and that's where you get a lot of views. And people are just like, well, how come you don't know this thing? Blah, blah, blah. Like, I've been there's a lot of books to read, my guy. Like, I'm doing my best.
And there's a lot to retain. Because here's the thing.
Why would I remember everything?
I read a lot. I can't remember it all. I don't have that kind of memory. It doesn't happen.
Yeah. I've got to watch other things. Okay. We started Sandman, which I really like so far.
Yeah, good.
Like, I really like it. And Indian Matchmaker came back for season 2. So, like, I'm busy.
Yeah, and look, I just got into Nailed It, so
we got things
to
do.
I'm watching.
Okay,
we have things going on.
But yeah, Sandman's really good so far. I really like it. I get it. I know that I wasn't super into the first absolute or volume whenever I read a Sandman. And I like that later volume. I like this. I understand now what was happening. Maybe it's really cool.
I consider watching it then because I also read some Sandman back in the day. Did not enjoy it, but maybe I'll like the show.
Oh, you've got to watch it. It's so good. Oh man, season 2. It's been so great so far, and some of those women obviously need to lower their standards a little bit. They gotta lower it. Do you have over? I do. This week got a little weird because my electricity. But Tuesday is part 2 of Wiccan Divine. Next week is Supergirl tomorrow.
Day of tomorrow or something? Is that...
Yeah, day of tomorrow. And the 30th, I need to check. I need to reschedule what I was going to do with Phil this past week because that was going to be Black Hammer. So I'll do it next month, I guess. Do you want to come?
Yeah.
Okay.
If I can, for sure.
What else? Oh, I watched Prey this week. The new Predator movie. I've never seen a Predator movie.
I haven't either.
Oh my god, I loved Prey.
Okay.
It's so good. It's on Hulu.
Yeah, I think I've seen it there.
Oh man, it's good. You'll love it. The main character, she's so cool. Like, I want a video game with her. I want all. She's just
love that.
She's great. I won't give any away. It's really great. But
I'm gonna try it out. Yeah.
Now I'm like, do I watch other Predator movies or I just do this? You know.
Question.
I might have watched season 1 of Stranger Things last week in 2 sittings. I'm proud.
Yeah.
Welcome.
Way to go.
Welcome to the Stranger Things verse.
I assume you enjoyed it if you did it in 2 sittings. So
I hope so.
Tell me your thoughts, please.
You got to watch more of it. There's some
please.
gay later.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, there is.
Speaking of gay, we got to watch League of Their Own. Apparently.
Yeah, I
heard it's wicked gay.
Yeah. Yeah. Is that on Hulu? Where's that at?
Amazon.
Okay. I always forget Amazon stuff.
Chris doesn't have time to watch The Sandman. She has to get ready for the return of Ink Master.
Listen, I'm so excited. So Dave Navarro hosted Ink Master.
Yeah.
Well, this season, Joel Madden is hosting Ink Master.
Really? Okay.
And
that's a better choice.
My middle school love was Good Charlotte. And Joel in particular, so I'm very excited.
That's very you.
Yeah.
Just watch the first two parts from the 80s. Okay, I'll watch them. I've been this past couple years has been kind of me like going back and watching these like things I never watched. Like I love horror movies, but there's a lot of horror classics I had not watched.
Mm-hmm.
So like I was kind of dipping my toes and watching the first one of each, and then kind of curating to see which other ones are worth it to watch.
That's fun.
But yeah, I never had any interest in Predator, but after this, I'm kind of interested. Of course, I love the way the internet explodes after every time there's a new like monster horror movie like this or whatever, because all of the monster lovers freak out and there's fan art everywhere, which I think is, you know what? I think it's very fun.
That's fun.
I watched all of Uncoupled in a single session and really like it. Me too. It's really good.
Is that also is that Netflix? I feel like I've seen it on there.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's really good.
Should I watch it?
Yeah, you should watch it.
You're like, yeah, you should. Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
It's Neil Patrick Harris.
Oh, it's that one. Okay.
Yeah, and he's doing himself.
Yeah, I'll watch that.
Yeah, so I'm a big Halloween fan. I've watched pretty much all the Halloween movies, but I'd never seen Nightmare on Elm Street. So we did watch the first one. From what I understand, and then I watched like a YouTube video about the rest, because it didn't seem like maybe it would be worth it for me to watch all of them. But I loved how campy the first one was. But I also watched like Friday the 13th for the first time. And I heard that it's not totally worth it to watch all of them, but I do want to watch Freddy in Space or whatever it is. Jason Space, Freddy's Slammer. I'm working on it. I did like Aliens versus Predators. Okay. See, I'd like to watch that too. Because I've watched Alien. I just watched Psycho for the first time, and like it's fine, but I don't get the hype. It's hard to watch some movies later.
Yeah, I feel like that one would be hard to... It's aged quite a lot.
Yeah. Oh, I love Texas Chainsaw Massacre. Which is a weird thing to say.
It is.
But I love those movies. Watch the Elm Street sequels. Okay. I'll do it for you guys. I've never seen Hellraiser. Is that worth it? That's like the Pinhead guy, right?
I think so.
Is that worth it? After watching Prey, I realized we need some more comic based on Native American tribe culture. Yeah, oh man, so cool. I just want more of her. She's so cool. That's always hard. I mean, watch a show movie like that, and the like main girl is so cool, and I know that I'm never gonna have any more of it.
Oh.
But wherever she goes, I'm following. I'm a fan forever. New Nightmare is my favorite Elm Street movie. Okay. I'll give the rest a shot. I like having movies on in the background while I work.
Yeah.
Especially horror movies. I don't know, something comforting about them, I guess. It's less cringe than watching a rom-com where eventually they're going to go through some really like unfortunate situation that makes me upset.
Right. I feel that. I do feel
like that is hard for me to do because I'm like, oh no, now they're gonna mad at each other for no reason.
Yeah.
And I get that like secondhand embarrassment. But horror movies, it's fine. I'm safe. Well, we can go and wrap it up because Kristan's had no sleep.
And I have a show after this.
Oh my god, no.
Yeah. It's with Jess. So if anybody wants to check it out on his channel at 1 p.m. Eastern.
Girl, you gotta get some sleep.
I know. After that, I plan to nap.
Okay, please do.
Yeah, it's gonna be bad.
Please do.
Thank you.
There's always a contrived reason. Yeah.
Every time.
Yeah, you'll love it, Rose. Trust me. The last comment, and we'll wrap it up. Loeb and Miller were somehow trying way too hard, not hard all at the same time for their Ultimate Universe books. I can see that. I can see that.
Same.
Well, guys, have a good rest of your Sunday. Get some relaxing in. Go watch Prey.
Yeah, apparently.
It's really good. Or Indian Matchmaker, and then talk to me about it. Because I love to talk about Indian Matchmaker. And check our sponsor in stocktrades.com and go watch Kristan later.
Please.
Have a good day.
Bye.